Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Minecraft. I'm your host CPC Gamer, and in our last episode, we found a library wherein I stole many books. And here's why. In the decoration section of the crafting table, there's the option to craft paper, which you've seen, but you can also use this tab to make books, or in this case, bookcases. There's probably a pun there, but I was far too lazy to make it. Anyways, this is our enchanting table. And if you put a piece of equipment on the table, you will get 3 options for how you want to improve it. So in this case we have Efficiency 1, and Efficiency 2. Not quite the best selection. Also not the smartest table in the world, as evidenced by the fact it didn't put the pickaxe back in the open quick select slot. Ah well. But this is why we made all these bookcases. We're going to give our table some book learnings. Come here, you. I think I'm going to put you there. Alright, I'm also going to shuffle my brewing stand and put you on top of these stone bricks. There we go. Doesn't that look good? Alright, take a look. You see the letters flying out of the bookshelves? The spellbook is picking letters out of the books around it and writing its own spells. So now, well, it's the same spells as before. But in theory, the more bookshelves you have around an enchanting table, the more, better spells you can cast. Also, check it out, my farmer will trade for apples. I have 5 of them now. I get some gold, I'm going to repopulate my village. But first, if you put something on the table, bolster it with lapis lazuli, you can add an enchantment to your item. So now, my pickaxe is more efficient than it was before. Let's see what my sword has. Ooh, smite. That sounds like something I want my sword to do. I'm having that. So each enchantment uses a small amount of your lapis lazuli and some of the experience that you built up from fighting and mining. And yeah, I think that's it. Whoa, hello. Apparently you can't store stuff in the enchanting table. That's a bit of a bother. Right, I'm going to take my newly buffed stuff and find out what all this racket is outside my house. To which the answer is apparently nothing. I mean, you guys heard the zombie noises, right? I'm not going mad? Weird. Anyways, this brings me to the point of today's episode. We are going to head back into the mines, back to the fortress, which I have been reliably told is actually a stronghold, not a fortress, so thank you to the people who told me that. And we're going to go and grab some more books, and then explore the rest of the structure. Because it looked like the game didn't generate it entirely properly, so it's going to be interesting to see how everything's put together. Oh, before I do, look at this. Right, I have a farmer in the village, and my crops are being worked on. I mean, some of this stuff was me, because I did some trading off camera, but everything is lush and green and fresh and growing again, and I couldn't be happier with it. It's such a nice look. Gotta say, it's a very similar feeling I get when I manage to grow plants in my apartment. Like, I don't have much luck with growing stuff, no matter what it is, so when I do get to grow something, which in this case is a little plant full of basil, I am really pleased with it. Also, those bats were underwater. The bats in this game don't really understand liquid physics, you guys. And fair enough, because, I mean, I've mentioned it before, possibly in this very series, the physics in this game don't really work if you want to apply them to the real world. I mean, just ask the infinite lava fall that I keep in a bucket in my pocket, you know? Well, speaking of which, let's get rid of some of this lava. Because I heard that skeleton somewhere out there. I don't want to get thrown into the lava. I mean, I know that I'm actively jinxing myself by saying this, but the enemies have actually been kind of nice to me lately. I mean, this is a different recording session to the previous 2 videos. I had to do some tedious grinding between now and then. And I had to double check that I was still on hard difficulty when I started this video, because I am doing just remarkably well. Right, what do we have up here? Aha! Yeah, I had a sneaking suspicion that's what I was going to find. I mean, it's so unlikely you'll find two groups of mushrooms growing in stone so close to one another, so I figured that would be the other side of the library. And I wonder why there's such a big hole in the wall like that. I mean, there is meant to be some degree of degradation in the strongholds, because the idea is that they were here long before you arrived. But nothing like this. And certainly nothing like whatever the hell happened in the other canyon. I can't wait to explore that, because that looks pretty great. Also, you may have noticed, I packed my shears for this trip. Here's why. It lets me quickly mine the spider webs for the string. I mean, I don't need string, it's just super useful to get the spider webs out of the way, since they slow you right down. I mean, they also slow the enemies down, which is good, but they also slow down dropped items, which is bad. And yeah, you know, I'm going to leave that chest there. Again, the physics are kind of wavery in this game, so a chest can float in midair if it so desires. Alright, just clean you guys out. Now, they changed the physics of these at some point, and I don't know when it was. Like, you used to be able to take the whole bookshelf as a single block, rather than collecting 3 books and having to rebuild the shelf for them. Did I get you? Yes, I did. That had an ender pearl and some gold, I want to say. Something worthwhile. And I'm not going that way. Man, that's one of the problems with coming in from the back. I'm a little bit turned around. Now actually, hang on a second. I'm going this way. Whenever you find a room with this kind of a structure, there is always a chest up top, and it pretty much always has food in it. Including an apple, which suddenly is not the rarest commodity in the game world. What's this way? Oh! Hey! Hi, how's it going? I honestly thought you were some kind of floating skeleton body because I couldn't see your legs in the darkness. Just the, frankly, kind of silly looking upper body armor. Wait, was it this way? I think it was. So let's put you there, so I know where to go in the future. And yeah, let's continue exploring the fragmented fortress. Although, I guess I need a new name because, again, this is a stronghold, not a fortress. So it will be the Stringy Stronghold, which is a stupid name, quite frankly. Why would you even correct me and bring about something like that? I mean, yes, because I'm objectively wrong about terminology, but that doesn't count for beans. The rarest commodity in the game, everybody! Again, it's a shame I'm running low on gold, because if I had enough, or at least the same amount as I have in my other game world, I would cure a whole horde of zombie villages. Oh man, can I throw that guy into a pit? Nope, because his pathfinding broke, so he decided to act all terrifying instead of coming to get me. Now, this bit is meant to be a prison cell. I wonder if the reason the stronghold broke is because it spawned 2 things on top of one another. Oh, and that right there doesn't make any kind of sense. But yeah, there was that cobblestone wall in the previous prison block, which suggests to me that it spawned a dungeon inside a stronghold, and the generator didn't quite know how to deal with that, so it just fell apart, you know? I mean, there's some degree of consistency, because I can take those stairs and make my way to the little communal area up there, which is exactly what I am now going to do. Now, realistically, what I think has happened is the game has spawned a... Hey Trish, there's that stupid mechanism you told me to build. The game just spawned one naturally. Anyways, so what I suspect has happened... When did I get a golden helmet? I don't need it anyway, so away it goes with all this other rubbish. What I suspect has happened, eventually, is that the game threw down this fortress structure first, and then it generated the terrain features, and it happened to put a canyon in the middle of the fortress, which removed all of the stone above and below it, which led to this weird fragmented look. But then that doesn't make a lot of sense, because strongholds are meant to have stone bricks above and below them, not smooth stone. So, I have no idea what happened here. But doesn't it just look super amazing now that it is here? Oh, also, I'm gonna see if I can dig up into that little communal area. I mean, 10 to 1, it's gonna have about 1,000,000 apples up there. And then all the ender eyes that I need. And the +4/+4 sort of final boss killing. I mean, given how absurdly lucky I've been on this run, I wouldn't be entirely surprised. Although, to be fair, a lot of the luck I've had on this run is down to the fact that I'm playing the console version. What on earth happened there? That's a pretty special structure there, game. So yeah, the console version is a lot smaller than the PC version. Infinitely smaller, if you want to be pedantic. So every game has to include a stronghold, a portal to the end, and a nether fortress. So it kind of stands to reason that I found them all pretty easily. I mean, some of the other structures, like the jungle, desert, or water temples, they have a chance to spawn, but there's no guarantee you're going to see them. And you see, here's where my hypothesis falls apart, because a lot of the bits of the fortress don't seem to match up with anything. And then bits that have gone missing don't follow a consistent pattern with one another, and I think this game is just weird, you guys. Whatever. Let's see what else we have. Oh, forgot my torch. So a couple of my friends have been streaming Minecraft publicly. Duke of the Bump and Mors Draconis. Look them up, because they are both pretty great. And they just throw torches down everywhere. And that's so weird to me, because I use them very sparingly, and I pick them up when I'm done. And I'm not entirely sure why, because it's not that the game can't handle it, you know? And I think I've taken all I can out of this thing. I mean, there's some potential in the canyon down below, but that's going to require some additional exploration, which I shall get to in another video. Also just going to fill out those, because if I don't, you know I'm going to misstep and throw myself into the canyon, resulting in my hilarious death. Man, I wonder what that is supposed to be. Because it doesn't look like any stronghold piece that I know of. I mean, maybe it's part of one of the game's various upgrades that I don't know what they did. And that was a fine sentence. I talk for a hobby, by the way. Been doing it for at least 3 weeks at this point. Anyhow, there's nothing useful up here, so let's make our way back. Now we're going to finish the video by building a shortcut between the surface and the portal room. I mean, we've already got 2 paths, like we've got this way and the other way, through the library, but they're both kind of circuitous, so I'm going to make it so that there is I think there's a monster down here. There is a monster down here! Hello there, Skeleton Man! Oh, you couldn't even see me from where you had spawned. That's pretty funny. Right, detour! I'm going to explore this way, get a few little scraps of crafting material, and then I'm going to build a shortcut from the end portal to my house. So one of the easiest ways to get diamonds is to dig particularly low on the Z-axis, and then just mine outwards in all directions. I think that's a little cheap though, and it certainly isn't fun to watch, so I'm not going to be doing that. I'll just be picking out whatever I happen upon. And diamonds are going to be particularly useful because, well, eventually, when I get enough resources together to activate the portal, I want to go and fight the final boss. And to do that, I'm going to need stronger armor and weapons. And a lot of bread, apparently, because why not? But that is a long way off, because we need to do a lot of dangerous monster hunting in the meantime. I mean, we need to gather end pearls and blaze rods, so I mean, maybe let's concentrate on that before I think about dealing with the final boss. I wonder if the game has enough diamonds to make more than enough equipment in terms of armor and weapons. I mean, in the PC version, yes, because the game world is infinite, so it has enough materials to make everything an infinite number of times. But the console version isn't, so who knows? I mean, maybe I'm not the best person to be questioning the game when I miss out on something that I looked at, like, literally 20 seconds ago. Anyways. Oh, hey, look at that! The room is spaced out so that I can put a tunnel down the middle. The weird part of my brain that enjoys order is pleased by this. Oh! Yeah, sometimes silverfish will just live inside a block, and they spawn when you break open that stone brick block. You can tell it's going to happen, because it takes about twice as long to break a silverfish block. And also it spawns a mob when you break it. And mob is a term that came about in some of the earlier roguelike games, and it's short for mobile object. It just got shortened to mob later. And that's an important piece of trivia that I learned while I was watching somebody else play Minecraft. Marvel at the interconnected web of plagiarism upon which the internet is now based. Also, how am I hearing spider noises? Like, I am deep underground in a tunnel of my own construction. There shouldn't be any monsters down here. Now, realistically, what this means is that there is probably a small dungeon nearby. Or at least a cave big enough to spawn monsters and resources. But I'm going to ignore that for now, because I really just want to escape from this mine. Maybe I'll come back down here and poke around later on. Wow, that was smart. But yeah, if I remember to, I will come back down here and explore. And you may now break off into discussion groups about whether or not I will remember to do this. Or I could save you some time and say, nope, probably not. Man, you can tell that I'm getting near to the surface because we're seeing more dirt and gravel. I mean, topsoil, basically. I wonder where I'm going to come out. I swear, if I burrow up into my own basement at the end of this, I am just going to throw this entire LP in the bin. Because there is no way I can convince anyone I'm doing this legit at that point. Like, not even myself. And I know that I'm playing this legitimately. With that said, I'm not worried. I mean, it's unlikely we're going to be under my house, because we did travel a very long way through the canyon to get here, and we haven't doubled back that far. I don't think. Ooh, coal. No amount of escape effort is so important that I can't stop and make time for selfish gain that I probably don't need. And it's probably more effort than it's worth, because I actually need to work on getting up here. Ooh, a little bit more. Okay, all done. So, onwards and upwards. Actually, where are we? We're close to the center of the map, which means that we're close to the village. And it looks like we're right on the edge of the desert beside my village. Yeah, and what's that, like 5 blocks? We will find out in about 5 blocks on the Z-axis where I am. I mean, you could more or less work out where I was in the world without using the map, because we just passed a run of, like, surface-level desert stuff, and now we're going through surface-level forest stuff, and yeah, there's Eastern Village. Hot times! Not actually all that far from where I live. You know, I should have built my house in that village. The villagers are doing better, they have a forge, they're right next to the end portal, and Excuse me! By Jupiter, how rude people are these days. What do you want? Why are you throwing red sparks? Like, is the game spawning pre-buffed monsters now? Because that's pretty awful. Oh, and you're pretty awful too. Right, there we go. So I think I'm going to get rid of this little stack and you. And I'm going to throw up a little archway that's a bit more obvious if the monsters will leave me alone for a damn minute. Right. So yes, I'm going to throw up an archway because I'm not going to be able to find my way back down here if I don't. Although in fairness, it's entirely likely I'm not going to be able to find this when I come back to it, but I mean, at the very least, I'm trying, right? Yes, I know, I'm very trying. My dad makes that joke all the time. Hi, folks, I'm CPC Gamer. Wait, is this another villager? Yes, that was indeed another villager. Man, it's a shame I don't have enough gold, because I'd love to repopulate my village again. I mean, apparently you can get the villagers to have kids. It's just not just a mechanic for the livestock. I just don't know how it works. It is way too meta for my tastes. And that goes for a lot of things too. Like, when you understand the metagame, it just spoils the fun of doing it, you know? Like, playing Pokemon was so much more fun before I knew about the stat spread and how to min-max their stats and what a whole chore IV training is. And, get out of here, you. What was I doing? It was something about making a doorway and then my entire priority list fell out of my head. And where is the doorway? You see, this is exactly what I said was going to happen, except it has happened way earlier than I thought it was. Like, I was expecting to lose this door when I come to record the next episode or something like that. Oh wait, no, there it is. I think I might have found a problem of putting a green door in the middle of a green field. So, you know what? Now I'm going to do this. Let's clear the doorway, make it look nice and neat. Maybe... yeah, I don't need a bone so I can pick up some of this stuff. See, I'd sooner take the rotting flesh than the gunpowder, because at the very least I can do some trading with that. Right, now let's dig through the desert and throw up another marker. That way, I can properly and quickly navigate my way between my house and the final boss. Because that's what you want in a one-life playthrough, a quick way to get to the strongest monster in the game. Or maybe it's the second strongest, because this game has 2 bosses now. I don't really know anything about the second boss beyond the fact you have to summon it yourself by building it out of materials found in the game world. Also, I've hit sandstone, which suggests that I'm going deeper and not straight across, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going down, it's the world that's going up! Yeah, but seriously though, I should probably dig up and see where I'm at. I mean, I kind of feel bad that I'm scarring the game world if I keep going straight, you know? Also, yeah, my inventory's full, so I can't pick up the blocks that I just dropped. Pretty smart. And yeah, let's go for Stone Brick Classic. I've got enough to throw down another doorway. I just hope that, in doing this, I don't create a way for the monsters to get from the fortress to my house. Stronghold. I'm always doing that when I get used to a new word. So let's just illuminate this path so no one can spawn down here. Like, one of the very first Minecraft worlds I built, like 2010, whenever it was I bought this game, I mined an artificial cave so big, the monsters regularly spawned in it. So I'm always cautious about keeping things lit up. Anyhow, that just about does it for today's episode. So, I'm going to do a bit of trading off camera, so I can get a good supply of emeralds going. Maybe throw up some more bookshelves. You know, basic maintenance that would be super boring to show off. So I'm actually doing you guys a favour by cutting it out. So, join us next time to see where I'm at. And until next time, goodbye!